Okay. Uh, it is a it is a dedicated coaching institution in the psychology that is successfully guiding the students for preparing MA or and MPhil Clinical Psychology entrance examination since 2020. And over the past 5 years, we have supported numerous students and aspirants in achieving their academic and professional goal. So this year as well, we are excited to continue our mentoring program for NIMHANS M.A. Clinical Psychology entrance coaching as well. So more details about our upcoming program will be shared towards the end of the session. And Coming to the major part of today's session, it is my honor to introduce the speaker today. We are delighted to welcome you, Mr. Sandeep Saroj, a proud alumni of RUFA MPhil coaching batch of 2022. And Sandeep is currently doing his PhD at NIMHANS, and he's an RCA licensed clinical psychologist. Completed his MPhil from NIMHANS only, and he has also secured UGC NET, JRF, and secured an impressive GATE score of All India rank 16. And his inspiring academic journey and dedication in the field of clinical psychology makes him an ideal mentor for aspirants preparing NIMHANS entrance examination. So, Sandeep, we are truly honored to have you here with us today. And on behalf of our RUFA education, I extend our heartfelt welcome and invite you to share your insights and insights with our participants. So, thank you, Sandeep, and I'm handing it over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for your kind words. And yeah, I think I will try to convey all my experiences, whatever I had so far. And I hope this session would be fruitful and you will take away something from this session. And it will be worth spending your 1 hour session, 1 hour time here. So I think what I have in my mind, like how I will go about this 1 hour session to all of you. First, I will just give a brief uh, my intro about what I did and how I came here, and then a little bit about mm, intrinsic exams, and then what about my most importantly the NIMHANS journey that you all are preparing for, and what you would be seeing here, what you would be experiencing here in NIMHANS, and then also about preparation phase, what are the things that you would be going through, or what what did really help me, and I hope that will also help you. And then what are the last and important part would be like how you can be different from other people who are also preparing for the same. Like what will differentiate you from the all other people who have the same goal as clearing MPhil exam. So, and we will talk about that, and that would be the end. So I think that's outline how we are about to go. So can we start now?
Yeah, you can start now.
Okay. So in between, if you guys have any questions, please note it down. And at the end, we can have a question answer session as well. And you can also type in the comment box so that the coordinator or moderator, they can ask at the end as well. So anytime, whenever you have questions, you can ask or you can write in the comment box. Okay. So if I talk about my journey related to psychology, like mainly it started when I completed my UG, and then I thought of doing my masters. Like I was like, where to do my masters, and everyone like at that time I had no idea that NIMHANS also exist. And in my UG, I also took specialization as my OB and HRM, and I always wanted to stay away as far as from clinical psychology, but I ended up being a clinical psychologist. So, and then and I was looking for a master's course. Then I got a lot of options like in North India. So I am from Uttar Pradesh. I did my UG from Allahabad University, and then I thought of doing my master from some of the university that what was more common at my place was PHU or Delhi University. So and Allahabad. These are the three things that were more common. So, but I thought I would do something in South, but because I just wanted to explore the India and because I knew I was already familiar with the North, so I just wanted to explore South. I had heard a lot. So fortunately, I got to know about Pondicherry University and thought, okay, I will apply for that. And the first day when I said I was during my UG, relatively I was doing good. So I was very confident that I will crack the exams, all like entrance exams. When I gave my first mock test, and that was a COVID batch as well. So at during that time, COVID started in 2019. So in 2020, it was already there. So when I gave my first mock test, I scored only 49 questions out of 100. And at that time, I felt like what just happened because I was so confident. And when I was reading the questions, and I was not able to understand how I'm not able to answer from the same topic that I have read, and I was so confident. As simple as just classical conditioning or learning theories. And I was like, why I'm not able to answer? And then I realized, perhaps, okay, I was learning and I was good with theoretical concepts, like, but preparing for a subjective questions and preparing for MCQ type questions, it is two different domains. And that was a kind of like, I was in a illusion. Okay, so I got my baseline. Where do I really exist? And then I started, okay, now I will prepare actually for MCQ, not for subjective questions. And then gradually, fortunately, I gave 2, 3, 4 months, and fortunately, I cracked all exams in India, like whatever you say. Like it could be TU or PHU or Allahabad University or CUET exams. And so I cleared all the, but that time I had a choice to choose where, whatever university I would like to. So I chose Pondicherry University just because I wanted to experience what is South India. And in South India, for the first time, when I was about to complete my second year of PG at that time, I heard okay, there is something called NIMHANS that exists, and but still I knew okay, I don't want to go to clinical psychology. So I again chose OB and HRM as my specialization. I didn't choose OB. I didn't choose clinical psychology. So then appearing only, I started preparing for UGC net. So I thought I will just give it a trial for the first time UGC in appearing, and then I will see whatever like I would like to do PhD in my different field, not in clinical psychology. So I started preparing for UGC net after completing my PG, and fortunately, I again cleared JRF in the first attempt itself. And I was like, okay, this is something I wasn't expecting, but yeah, thank God I cleared. And then I came back home as well, and then I started preparing for PhD proposal and all. And but somehow one of my friend asked me to you can apply for the CRP entrance exam for MPhil. So I just and for the I wanted to go to Delhi, so I applied because I took a center in Delhi. I just wanted to go for the first time Delhi, and just for the sake of filling the form, I applied and went to like Delhi for entrance exam CRP, and I gave and just the very next day they released the result and I qualified that as well. I was called for interview. And then I was like, okay, what is happening? How things are happening? So I thought, okay. Then I came back, and then there was one of my senior. He was asking, okay, you have explored South India, but I did not really because it was COVID. But I got to spend only 6 months in Pondicherry University. So I thought, okay, let's go. And then we had a kind of discussion, and some of the people told that once you do MPhil, it will change your like personally your personality and how your beliefs and all those things. And I was like, okay, this is something that really interests me because I wanted to work on myself. Okay, that was the main motivation to do anything. For me to just self development something psychologically, mentally, I was just wanted to work on myself. When I heard this thing, MPhil can change you, and at that point, I decided I will go for MPhil. And in the, I think, February 29th, I decided I will give NIMHANS entrance exam and applied. And then, because I was already preparing for my mm, proposal, PhD proposal that I had applied in IIM Indore, and then I rejected all those things. I decided I will not go because I was called for interview in IIM Indore. I canceled that, and I was also called for interview in CIP. I also canceled that because I knew if I because this NIMHANS, I searched a little bit about NIMHANS and I got to its the cutoff is very high and people they hardly get in and it takes a lot of effort and time. So I decided I will not waste a single day. So I canceled all my interviews. I gave continuously 2 3 months for NIMHANS or NIMHANS only, but it was not. I won't say it was just 2 3 months because when I completed my masters, and since then because they did not release the result from UCNet, so I was already preparing for the second December cycle. So that I would give again. So I was continuously reading all those things, practicing mock tests and all. So in between, I got to 2 3 months gap only when I was preparing for my protocol. But it doesn't mean just 3 months were enough. But I gave more time. In these 3 months, I really gave good amount of time. I did not do anything. And how I got support from my family, that was a very important thing that played a role. Then I came to the maths and I gave my entrance exam. And fortunately, I cleared it in the first attempt. And so my NIMHANS journey started, and I was able to do just because something was in the background. Why I want to do MPhil, and that was everything. It was not just about the clinical psychology name, but it was something connected to me that was within me. And I just wanted to do something, but I just gave it a trial. And when I gave my entrance exam, and at that time, I got the score as well immediately, but I thought it is not enough. But I thought, okay, I'm ready to wait for 1 year, 1 more year if I don't get seat this time. But I was ready to give all my whatever I have. Then fortunately, I got in the NIMHANS. That's how my and during that period only, I also cleared UAC and GATE exam and all those in parallel. So what I realized out of these experiences, like when you are able to crack all the exams, it was not just like uh, you are preparing just once and giving. It was all cumulative effect. It's like things were helping me that I read during my UG, during my PG or my entrance exams or the preparation. Everything was helping in some way or other. So it was not, I won't say at all that it was just 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. It was all my 3 4 5 years that helped me, but I did not realize that those how those things are connected. So when I entered in NIMHANS, that changed a lot of things. Like this is the second part, like I would say, how NIMHANS, what do you experience in NIMHANS, how it changes you or based on your uh, expectations or what do you expect from the NIMHANS. So there are all positive experiences and negative experiences both. And there were times when it was really difficult to like how to go about all these things, how to handle the time management of the cases, reports, deadlines, everything. But only one thing was there that helped me. It was why you are here. So it was like you are not working for NIMHANS, but NIMHANS is working for me. It was the other way around that kept me going because I knew each and every day NIMHANS is giving me some opportunities that I will never get after 2 years. So that helped me to keep doing my work, and whenever it is possible. I also had some good amount of time with the patients, and they were my major motivation, because when uh, when they say something, okay, sir, you really helped me, or you changed me, or you did something really good. I wasn't able to see it from this perspective, but you helped me. That gives you like, kind of boost energy that you never get from anywhere else. And another thing I really, it's not just about ki, I am the really good therapist. No, it's not. Just like in India or anywhere, as a human, there are so many people who are so deprived of those kind words. And anyone who will speak to you even for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, that and if they listen to you for 5 minutes, you will feel like no one is there like you. And this was a very like life changing for me, that you just be there, listen to people, and they start admiring you. And it's like they are, we all are so deprived of those kind words, that that's the basic motivation. Like we are not just human being, but emotional being. Even after social being, we come to become like emotional being. So all our emotions are there. We are emotional beings, so we all need those emotional support, validation, and those things help me keep going. And then I also saw a lot of people uh, who were struggling. Somehow they were managing. Sometimes there are really a genuine reason that you might have health issues or personal issues that will be difficult for you to handle or go along with the course. But other times it is also like your own personal goals, your motivation that can help you. So I would say some of the students, like we got 32, but we all did not complete the 2 years course. Some people dropped out, and that was a good decision for them, because if I really do not find the meaning, I did not see the sense of doing this, and then really I should quit. But if I'm seeing the meaning, I should continue. But it should not be in between. I want to do, but I don't want to do. Then because of this attitude, the two people suffer, like your entire team and your entire unit. And sometimes you also struggle a lot, and you are also losing 2 years time. So whoever preparing for entrance exam, it doesn't mean that if you are coming, you have to complete. If it doesn't give you meaning, you can quit anytime. That would be better, but you should not waste your time. So initially from outside, it looks very different, but when you experience it on your own, first-hand experience, it's quite different. It might it might be very like your expectation might not meet at all, or sometimes you will get more than what you expected. So you have to be ready for all kind of experiences, not just in NIMHANS, but if you are applying for CIP or LGPRI match or kind of any daily EVAS and all. So anywhere, wherever you are doing MPhil, you will go with a lot of expectation, but you should know it might go in both ways, and you should be ready for all those things. So it has all mixed experience. It will change you if it really suits you, or you are really into this, or it might be a waste. Another part that comes like the major portion that we are here is like if you want to do MPhil and how you should prepare. Because if I say in a one, like initially, like we all have the one goal, that is like to clear the entrance exam, but only few people are able to crack. So what is the difference? What are the factors that differentiate you from those who are able to qualify, or from others who are not able to qualify? So goal is the same for all of us, but what is the differentiating factor? So in this regarding, so it's all about the process, how you are preparing and what you are doing during preparation, and then some of the things that you are doing differently than most of the people. So what really helped me, it's like all those years, like if it was my PG entrance exam or MPhil entrance exam or my PhD entrance exam, it was the or the UGC net or GATE everywhere. It was the one thing was common. It was about how much you read that does not affect at all. If you want to read a book, so many books, multiple times you are reading Cicerelli and all or the other books, it is a kind of waste of time. Like what I really think is like you read, you familiarize yourself first. Okay, what is the in this topic? Just like I had when I scored my first mock test, I got 49 out of 100. And but at that time I was very clear with the all theories and all, but still I couldn't do. So I got to know this is not going to help if I am going to read multiple times or the same theory, same chapter again and again. That will not help. But what really changed me, like that gave me a immediate and accurate feedback about my actual learning was mock test. So this is very common, like all people, all coaching, they all suggest you go ahead and do mock test. Okay. So there is nothing new. But how you are taking this mock test, how the same mock test can be a very different experience for different people. So how I did it is it was about when you're solving a mock test, at the same time when before mock test people do when they are reading, they're also preparing a lot of notes. Notes preparing notes is good, not bad, but you are preparing again and again the same notes. If you read one book, you are prepared notes. Then you are watching a lecture, you are again preparing notes. Then you are watching some other classroom lecture that you are watching. YouTube or different educators. For the same chapter, you might have prepared 5, 6 notes. I would say that's another like a waste of time, but you will feel like you are being productive. You will feel like you are learning things, but actually you are wasting a lot of time by just preparing notes. And another thing, like let's say you have prepared notes and you are reading the same notes 10 times. That's again another form of waste of time. But you might feel like what I'm saying, but actually you do not realize it's like when you are planning a lot, you are doing the same thing, you will get a false sense of productivity. Okay, I am being productive, but that is not actual productive. Reading a lot, reading notes a lot, making a lot of notes, it's pure waste of time. So I would suggest, like, please, if you have prepared one note, you have read 1, 2 times some chapters, that's enough. You don't have to waste your time, particularly for entrance exam, I'm telling. So how to crack the entrance exam is very different than when you are doing a very in-depth study. Okay. So clearing, so do not waste a lot of your time in just preparing and rereading again and again, and then reading your notes or reading book. So what is remaining then? That is one thing that all people suggest, like you go ahead and do solve mock test. Solving a mock test also a kind of trick. How do you solve the mock test? And then what do you do during mock test, and when you finish, what do you do with the questions? So generally, you will also say that some of the people may say, okay, you do mock test and see what are the things wrong and right, and then you go back and reread that chapter again. That is helpful. Yes, that's a good feedback, immediate feedback you will get. But what extra you can do that most of the people are not doing? Okay, so we call it like interleaved practice or like interleaved uh, techniques, but in a simple word, we call it a mixing a problem. Okay, like mixing different types of problem and then solving. How that is different that most of the people do not know about this is like okay, this mixing problem, whenever we are, you can apply the same technique in 2 forms. First one is when you're preparing your notes, okay, like we have a habit of preparing notes. No? We are very like a kind of, we want to be very fine, perfect. Like my notes should look very clean, and I will prepare notes for one chapter, then second chapter, then third chapter. It will be proper good notes. Okay, and when we are reading like that. Chapter one, chapter two, chapter three, or from book or from notes, or when we have highlighted a lot. Those are things that we are more familiar with. But the actual utility of those techniques are very less as compared to the other techniques, that is like a mixing problem. Mixing problem in the sense that when you mix different types of problem at the same time, like in the same book or notes or whatever, or solving problem. How I will make it more simple. It's like when you are doing a mock test, whatever the question you got, that's good, first thing. But among those all four options, you might have gotten the right answer in first go, but three other options might be very different that you are not familiar with. So you can write down those terms and concepts and make a notes separately. You might not need to read all other your books or the previous notes. Just discard all those things if you have read once or twice. That's enough. But how your next notes is going to help you is like when you're preparing the notes, like very different concepts. One was sometimes your first question was from stats, second was from learning, third was from research, and like that. Your new notes is going to be very confusing or disorganized or mixed or messed type. Okay, so this is the actual representation of your paper. Whenever you are appearing for exam, you do not get questions like only from memory, then only from sensation, or then only from perception, or then only from research or stats. You get first question from research, second question from memory, third question from stats, like that. Everything is so mixed. So how this skill or technique will help you, like you are training your brain or your mind to be so flexible that you can move from stats to research to learning to biology, neurobiology, or anything. You will be jumping from one chapter to another, one concept to another, one whole book to another book. So, and that's the actual representation of your final entrance exam. So, in this way, you are doing something very different than most of the people are doing. So, and another part, this is the one way when you're preparing notes. And then when your notes is like this, very messy, very disorganized, very unstructured, everything is there in the same page, you will get questions from 10 things, 10 chapters, that's okay. And then when you will read from these notes, it will take some time because you will be confused. Like one line I'm reading from neurobiology, the second I'm reading from learning or memory. This is very different experience as well, but it will prepare you mentally. It will prepare your minds, make you so flexible that you will not be scared of. Like your mindset will be very kind of resilient and flexible. And that's what we need during our exam. Second part, when you're doing, when you prepared mock, you prepared notes based on that mock test, but you have to solve as many sample paper or previous year question paper or as many mock tests as possible. You go through around this. I remember when I was preparing, I had solved so many mock tests that I was able to. I could say that I had come across with a 7, 8, 9,000 questions from the same book. If you have gone through 7, 8, 9,000 questions, it means there are not this much content that they can prepare questions. So if you have solved so many times, so many questions, so you will realize after a certain period of time, your questions are being repeated. Or if questions are not being repeated, but the same topic is being repeated, and you know now if they will ask questions from this topic, what it could be. Just like if they will ask something from learning or the type of punishment, the generally question they ask is like negative reinforcement. That is the question they will ask. And that is more confusing than any other. Or sometimes they are asking about reward like intervals or like fixed or the variable ratio intervals or variable fixed. So you get to know ki what is most important thing in this chapter, in this topic, and if they will ask question, that is the high chances that they will ask from this concept only. So this experience will be different than as compared to other people who have solved 10, 20, 30 mock tests, and they will feel like they have done a lot. But the what will increase your chance of selection is like if you have solved many more questions. Like I remember I was solving questions from all UGC net previous year question paper, or the PG entrance exam question paper, or CUBT entrance exam question paper, and the different universities their own entrance exams PGAT. It's like from DU or from Allahabad or from BHU or from other universities. So you will have a collection of lot of questions, and then this will give you another third perspective. That is like when you're solving questions, you're getting to know what would be the pattern, what would be the question, what are the possible questions from this topic. But at the same time, you will realize you are failing a lot of time. You are not able to solve a lot of questions. You are writing a lot of, your notes is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and it is so disorganized. But when your questions are being repeat, like when you are not able to solve the questions, at the same time, you are kind of normalizing this experience. There are times when I will give a mock test and I might not be able to solve first 10 questions at all. Like out of first 10, I was not able to solve 6, 7 questions. And you experience these type of things multiple times, that it has become normal for you to not able to answer 6, 7 questions in one go. And still you manage this okay, if not 6, 7 questions, but there are still 90 more questions. So how it will make you different than others is like, if for you, if you are not able to solve even 10 questions, first 10 questions you did not solve at all, you couldn't answer, you will be still calm and normal. Okay, I have 90 more. But someone who has not gone through this experience, that person will panic immediately. I couldn't solve 10 questions, I couldn't solve 5, 7 questions. Now it is like I am failed, I will not be able to score, I will not be selected, and all those hypothetical situations will arise in your mind automatically. And even you realize that sometimes they set hard questions in the beginning and relatively easy question at the end. So if you are already panicked, you will not be able to solve your easy questions which are set at the end. So if you know how to calm yourself, how to not panic, then your chance of attempting more questions and answering it correctly will be way higher than those people who have not gone through this experience. So I still remember when I was giving entrance exam, I knew out of 10 initial 5 questions I couldn't answer, but it did not affect me at all. I was like, I know I have to score around, like for PhD entrance this time, just 2025 May. So I knew I couldn't answer 5 questions, but there are 95, 90 more questions. And out of that, I just need to score around 80. So that's still I am in the fight. So I easily did and I got it. So, but if I'm not able to manage at that time my emotions, then I'm gone. So what it is indicating is like your knowledge will give you guarantee 70% that yes, your chances are to get selected. But the rest 30% will be your all these different factors that the others are not going. You might all have the same level of knowledge, your same level of information. You will attend the same coaching, same teacher, you were taught the same thing. But what will make you different from the other peers will be your these skills, these experiences, these different ways of preparing notes, revision, or the solving question paper and going through and then experiencing all those things, still trying to know what you are really good at, what is your weakness. So your strength and weaknesses brings us one new aspect, which is like when you are writing, when you are giving mock test. Just I will take this mock test example only. Related, just like if you have given so many mock tests, that your final entrance exam will be also like a mock test. It will not look like, it will not give you feeling like it is a final entrance exam, but it will be another mock test. And that's where you differ from all other people. For them, that is a final paper, and it is bringing a lot of pressure. Every question, each and every question is coming with a lot of pressure. But if you have experienced so many things, like you have solved so many mock tests, this will be another mock test, nothing more than that. So I still feel when I was giving my entrance exams, it did feel really feel like I did not realize that I sat for 3 hours, like UGC net exam, or the 90 minutes for in PG UG like this NIMHANS exam. So it just felt like I just gave another mock test. And just when you are sitting or giving mock test, make it so similar to the actual exam setting that it should appear and it should look like you are actually giving exam. It should not be you are very relaxed, chill, you are eating something, solving, playing music and solving. Those things that will differentiate you from others. So you have to give it like it is actually a mock test and you are solving the question and there is exactly 90 minutes. You will not get a single second extra. And then you keep repeating. So gradually what happens, our body also needs to get used to of certain experience. Like if you are used to of sitting 90 minutes and solving those questions, like you're physically demanded, you are cognitively demanded at that time. And you have experienced this thing multiple times, like you are used to of sitting for 3 hours or using CNET exam or any like exam. So your body will know I can sit for 3 hours, 180 minutes is not a small amount of time. And now your body is prepared and you are physically prepared, you are mentally prepared. That will differentiate you from all other people who are just giving mock tests, just like, okay, I will see these questions, I have an answer sheet and I will see what is the correct answer. Or I will just go quickly this, and it will be a very like not a exam like situations. So you have to sit on the table, you sit on the chair, table, proper sitting, and then try to simulate it as close to the actual setting as possible and experience it again and again and again. That's where you are differentiating yourself from all other people. And then the next part that comes is like, yeah, environment is very important. I talked about environment, awareness, yeah, emotional present. So another thing is like what will keep you going during your entrance exam or during your preparation phase, which is a very long, like it will take a lot of time. So it's like your motivation to do or to prepare a certain course or certain entrance exams. Why do you want to do? Okay. So if your why is clear, then how becomes so easy. So you will enjoy, you will find fun when your purpose is clear. Why do you want to do? I'm not saying you will get to know your what is going to be your life purpose. No, just in the present, in coming third, like 3 months, 4 months, like this course, till that only. When you once you enter in the institute, your life will be quite different because you do not know what will happen there, what you are going to experience. But as far as what you know, why do you want to prepare for this? If those things are clear, then that will differentiate you from most of the other people because you know why do you want to go, and you will be ready to make all the possible sacrifices that you have to make. In the same way, as I knew I had to do this from this place, so I did not go for any other interviews and all, and I did not go anywhere outside. It's like, okay, I was in the family, and a lot of times I got the support from my family. Okay, my mom was helping a lot. Okay, do this, do that. She was doing a lot of things that I did not have to do on my behalf. So that you have to be very grateful for your family and try to always give your best to have a good relationship around you, like in your environment, your friends, your family members, everyone comes. So if you are mentally stressed, like because our willpower is limited, so if you are every day you are spending some time in conflicts and a lot of fights, then it will take away a lot of energy that you could have given to the preparation. And if you are doing every day your personal life and family, all this, try to save it as much as possible. Try to avoid conflicts as much as possible. Just because you know what your priority is. Your priority is this, why you will want to go because of certain reasons. So avoid all those possible conflicts, save your mental energy, and go ahead. This is the really important factor. And then, yeah, another important thing is like I was missing this part only. When you are solving MCQs, when you know what are your strengths and weaknesses, you should know what questions you are supposed to skip. Like out of 100 questions, once it starts from uh, first minute to 90 minutes, between that 90 minutes, you try to solve the questions, only those questions which will take maximum 5 seconds to get the answer. You just read the question, you will get the answer immediately. Because what is NIMHANS pattern is like they ask most of the, like, or not just NIMHANS, but all the entrance exams, MCQs, like very factual questions, or that will not be that demanding, that you don't have to reflect that deeply. UGC net is different, but like MPhil exams are very different. So you have to know when you can skip the questions, and if you know that this question might take a lot of like cognitive processing, skip that. You can come back later. First, try to solve all those questions that will take maximum 5 6 seconds. Just the moment you read the question, you know the answer. So you have to go 3 times to all the questions from 1 to 100. It's like you are starting from question one. If the let's say question one is very easy, you did, but the question two is something that will require a lot of processing. You might have to calculate. You might have to spend more time. Skip it immediately to go third, 7, 10, like 100, and you will see out of 100 there are 50, 60 questions or 70 questions which can be solved within 5, 7 seconds. But if you do not skip those difficult questions, what will happen? It will take your a lot of mental energy. That is your, and if you have already spent sometimes because of stress or because of a lot of already spent mental energy, even small simple questions you read it incorrectly. Sometimes you miss not, or sometimes comma or something concept, very similar concept. You make a lot of silly mistakes because NIMHANS and all CIP, all those entrance exams are not a kind of power test. All those are more close to the speed test, where most of you, if I give you like a 100 minutes or 2 hours, kind of you'll be able to solve all the questions. But it's all about how you are utilizing the time. It's more about speed test, where the questions are easy, but how quickly you are able to read it correctly and how you are not making silly mistakes. So try to, once you go 1 to 100, let's say you were able to get the 60, 70 questions easy, you got it correct. Now you start from the beginning again and you go with the questions that will take like 30 seconds, 20, 30 seconds, and you'll be able to solve it. So do that, and again skip those questions that will be very confusing, or you do not know, or you have to make a lot of guess. Then skip that part. That will come at the end. Again, you go to the 1 to 100, and now you will see there are 10, 15 questions or 10 questions that you really do not know, or then you have to make some educated guess how you will eliminate some of the options, and based on elimination method you will get the correct answer, or some educated guess you will have to do. So then last 5, 10 questions you can make your educated guess, or if you do not know at all something, do not touch that, because minus marking is there in most of the exams. So just make sure out of 90 minutes, in within 40 minutes, you will be able to go through first attempt 1 to 100, you will be able to go. Then again, 20 minutes around, you will again able to go to first to last. Then the third one will be like very small things. So this will happen only when you know what to skip, what question not to skip. But a lot of people who keep struggling with one question, they know I can solve this question, it will take 1 minute of calculation and all. And they are losing a lot of mental energy in that. So you are completely drained. So when such questions are there, do it later part. But try to not make silly mistakes for those questions that other people will do it without any effort. You have to be in the fight. In order to be in the fight, to do it something differently that save your mental energy, that 90 minutes, and keep skipping those questions that is very demanding, and solve all the questions. So you'll be still in the fight, and then your chances will be far, far better than those people who have struggled with such questions, who did not skip those questions. So I think these are the things that I can recall right now that I utilize and that helped me. And if you guys have some questions, then ask. Then I that might remind me some other things. Then I will respond to that. Yeah. Thank you.
So, before moving to the question and answer session, I'll take 2 minutes.
Yes.
So, first of all, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the session, and it was honestly very much motivating and inspiring. And for me personally, it was really relatable actually. And I hope all of you would have understood the art of writing the exam by now. It's just people who have been trying for again and again would know what is the difference between just learning and writing the exam, actually attempting the exam. So it is more about trying the mock test and MCQs, attempting the MCQs. So, like I said before, um, I would just give you a brief detail about our upcoming program of NIMHANS MA Clinical Psychology entrance examination. So after that, we can move on to the question and answer session. So the our coaching classes would be starting from April 15th onwards, and our classes contain live our program contain live classes of 1 hour sessions, and materials and the MCQs, and the regular mentorship also. So those classes would be starting from April 15th, and you those who are already attempting the exams and constantly trying for the last year also knows the importance of uh, you know um, um, uh, importance of coaching or an organized way of preparing for the exam. So our classes, the package is also our classes. The package is for 10,000 rupees, and but we have an offer, special offer for today. The offer is for those who are joining the course by today 10 p.m. Have a will get a it for a 4,999, and those who is joining it after today 10 p.m. will it will be for 10,000 rupees. I think we can move for the question and answer session. I'm sure some of you will have many things to ask.
Sure.
Hi,
Hi,
am I
Abhishek.
audible?
Yes, yes.
Uh, yeah, good evening and thank for the guidance and all. And I'm from Tripura actually.
Yes.
I was doing psychology masters in Tripura University. My question is that like uh, I just need consistency. Like I'm preparing for NET JRF and I want to be in NIMHANS. I want to be in CIP. But my question is that like from where should I begin? Like my percentile was around 74 in bachelor's. I did my bachelor's from Kanpur University. Now I'm pursuing my master's in Tripura. So from where should I begin? And like I'm very much interested in your upcoming courses, which is going to be start from 15th April. So what uh, you all gonna teach and how from where should I begin? Like this is my question.
That's I think very genuine question that most of us when we try to start begin something we are so confused where to start first. So what I would say like based on my experience like first you should get to know where do you stand right now without any help. Your baseline. What is your baseline? And so how you will get to know about your baseline. The first the starting point is the mock test. Just give the mock test and you will get to know where do you stand right now. And then you will keep the track of that time to time. Please keep giving mock test even if you do not know, even if you do not, you are not prepared completely. Keep it giving, just teach your body and mind what is the entrance exam. And then keep the scores as well. Just keep seeing the score and you will see with the time after first day and the 1 month, second month, third month, fourth month, how your scores are improving and fluctuating. And that will be the most motivating factor to keep you consistent because you are getting immediate feedback. If you're saying I will start mock test after 6 months and I will read everything first, once I should go through all the chapters and materials, your feedback will be you will be getting feedback after 6 months. So if your feedback is after 6 months and your goal is long term, there is nothing that can motivate you in now present. So every day, if you are giving mock tests, you will get to know your baseline, and then based on that, it will also give you feedback. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Which topic you are more compatible with? Where you need to work on more. So that will not
Last
be just baseline. Yes.
last question I have. How to utilize my masters as much as I can? I'm in second semester actually. So how should I utilize my master as much as I can? Any suggestion, please?
Yeah. So I think the best part would be like in your masters, during your master, try to learn those things as efficiently as possible. Do not skip the things, the classes, those are the base. If you haven't gone through some topic at all, definitely you will not be able to attempt a single question from it. But your class is the first like exposure to that topic. So do it, read it well. So read it in advance before they teach in the class. Just have some idea what is that. Just go through some headings and all. And then you will have some idea what they are going to teach. That will keep your attention more sustained during the session or during the lecture. And then try to utilize then. And I also I would say when people are teaching you in the class for your subjective question, and when you're attending any coaching, when they are teaching for your entrance exam, those are very different. Okay. So because when they ask you some question MCQ type, when they teach you, that is quite different than the subjective ones. So, but you should have some baseline. That is your baseline. Then coaching, what they teach you is like a advancing the same thing. How to make you more analytical.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
We'll contact you later soon.
yeah, same so.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please tell me.
Okay, so I have a doubt. Like, we are not getting access to many of the mocks, because this
Mhm,
university they never release their paper. So
mhm.
what I have observed is MPhil asks lot of conceptually trapped questions, and on the
Yes,
other hand, UGCNet asks very direct questions.
yes.
So how are we going to do about it, and what to do about it, and how to work on, increasing our knowledge of working on the conceptually trapped questions? I just want to know about that.
Okay, so the best way to prepare yourself conceptually, when you start defining the things, it's like when you're reading to learn is very different when you're reading to teach. Okay, the things that you're not able to understand, the moment you start reading that with the intention that you will teach it to someone, your peer group, your classmate, your friend, anybody, even if your brother, sister who even doesn't have any idea, just learn it and try to explain that. That will be like a very good way of applying the knowledge. Like if you see the like Bloom's taxonomy that says the third stage is like applying, where you have to know how you can explain the same thing in your own word, then find a different example than the book, then try to see whether that phenomena is existing around you. That will be a good level that you will be able to understand and relate it, and it will be a very deep level of understanding. But again, I would say when you are seeing a lot of questions you are not getting, I was really fortunate that I got so many number of questions that RUFA has provided a very good PDF for psychology as well as PDF for the paper one for UGC net for both and the RUFA. And I still have those two PDFs saved in my drive. Whenever like if somebody asks, like I do share that and I tell them there are like around 600-700 pages are there with full of questions. So that's a really good collection. So I think if you join, they will definitely share all those PDFs with you. So that's a good. And other than that, you will also get from different you like entrance exam PGAT. Like now they have started CUAT, but earlier it was like separate exams for the different institutes. So that you can get. But definitely, and what another thing like in RUPA they conduct a lot of mock tests at the end. So I remember they would take a lot of mock tests, ended questions, and different topics and all. So all those things will give you some idea about the particular topic. So yeah, they provide a lot of MCQ. So I think that gave me a different perspective because yeah, it gives you a lot of things.
Sir, my second doubt is doing topic wise MCQs and doing whole MCQs, like doing mocks. Which is better and how should we go about it? Like how to balance? I'm confused. Like when to
So
do topic
like,
wise and then when to do mocks.
topic wise is going first to, once you go, that's it. But because your question, the final exam will not be topic wise. So you have to teach your mind, your brain flexibility. Psychological flexibility should be there, and that will come only when you practice mixed questions like that, like mock test, where everything is here and there. And also your notes should be here and there. Like once you have a clean, good notes, that's it. But do not reread the same thing again and again. You know the things. But unless until you solve the questions, you will not get the depth of that particular topic.
Okay.
But try to always mix different problems as much possible as.
So for NIMHANS, do we need to focus on any particular subjects like Indian psychology or anything?
I think in NIMHANS or all the like MPhil exam, they ask from the, all general psychology. And because it is clinical psychology, they would ask certain questions from the theory, like therapy or the psychological testings or some kind of psychological theories which are more applicable in the clinical setting. Some testing and assessments, IQ assessment, projective test. So they will ask from them. But you have to be, you cannot ignore all other things like social psychology, other research styles, they will ask from that one. The whole UG PG syllabus they cover, and some extra little bit in depth from those of clinical psychology, like disorders and all.
So the major problem is reading the books and solving MCQs. Like should we read books or should we know the new topics or should we not, or how should we balance it?
Depends how much time do you have. Like if your exam is next, like this coming May 31 or something, and you have only 1 month. Okay, so you cannot start the whole book. But if you have 1 year time, definitely you should go ahead with all the books and all.
How should be strategy in this 1 month? Like only doing
In
mock.
one, yeah, that is the best way. You can go with the mock and prepare your notes based on those options. Principle. Do not leave any options. Like if you, there are some four options, you know only one, three you do not. Google it, find it, definition it, understand the concept. Because the person who is setting the paper, they are giving those options because those are more related, more relevant, more confusing. There are chances if you clarify all those things, it will help you in another part.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And another one thing is very important. Like when they set, sometimes you will realize while solving the mock test only, when they are setting four different alternatives, one is correct, three are very different. Sometimes they manually make a different combination of words as in one option, which will be very confusing. But in reality, that concept does not exist in psychology. So you
Yes.
will come across with multiple questions. So that's a good distractor. They will mix two different concepts together and it will look like actually this is the answer. But actually that concept itself does not exist. You will get to know only when you will try to get to know all the alternatives. You will come across with multiple concepts that do not exist, but they will use it as a distractor. And that's where we fall. Yeah.
So marks in mocks are kind of very demotivating. So is that a good thing or bad thing? Like, so are we supposed to score high on mocks, before
No,
1 month
it-
exam?
no, not at all. The mock test is a strategy to learn. It's not your testing. It's a strategy. It's not your testing. Just you have to conceptually think it from a different perspective. Like mock test is a strategy to learn. It is not a testing of your knowledge. It's not your test. It's just a strategy. Keep applying this strategy. You will be better.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Yes. Anybody has any other questions?
I think some of the questions are in the chat box.
I think how deep should I study conceptual clarity or memorization? So it's like we cannot go in any extreme. Nothing, you cannot go only with memorization or you cannot go only with conceptual clarity. There are certain things, certain concepts that you just memorize it and that will help. But there are certain things you cannot just try to memorize at all. It's a mix of both. Sometimes uh, it's more about what exam you are preparing for. UGC net, they ask more deeper question. GATE, they ask even more deeper question, deeper conceptual understanding. But if I have to arrange it, GATE is more conceptually oriented, then UGC net, then MPhil exams. So based on that, it depends on your purpose of preparation, whether it is UGC net, GATE, or MPhil. So yeah, try to utilize both. But if you're preparing for entrance MPhil, you know the things, you know broadly more. You might not have to go very deep. How to deal with negative marking? Okay, so it's like negative marking. You try to make an educated guess rather than just a random guess. If you do not know, do not know, do not touch that. And other thing, like if you try to read the question correctly, even if you know the answer, you know the questions, but still if you read it incorrectly, you will mark the wrong answer. And then, yeah, exactly, avoid skipping, like avoid questions that you do not want on. So educated guess is the last option when you go in order to attempt the questions. If you cannot make educated guess, leave it. Do not go for that. Mhm. So best book to study for NIMHANS, it's because there is no very specific syllabus or the specific book, it covers all your like developmental psychology, social psychology, stats, research, cognitive psychology, neuropsychology, assessments, and psychological testing. So it's not or abnormal psychology. You have to cover all those things, but more or less because there are so much you cannot read all. But when you try to solve the question, you will get to know, okay, let's say from social psychology, they might be asking so many questions from certain chapters. They might be skipping a lot of other things. Or from cognitive psychology or developmental psychology, they are focusing more on certain theories and all. They might not ask about the aging and all, but they will be more focusing on Piaget and Erik Erikson and other morality and all those theories. So that you will get to know only by solving, but because you have a limited time, you cannot go through all possible books. That will be too much. But if you are applying for next year, definitely go ahead with all books. And then, yeah, book list for preparation exam that I said for this time, it will be a kind of again waste of time. So better you go and prepare the question MCQs. But if you are preparing for next year, yeah, definitely you go individual books for other things. That will not just help in MPhil entrance exam, but that will be very helpful in UGC NET and GATE as well. Mhm. Okay, so any other question if I'm missing, please ask me. I'm just going through comments.
Uh, so I think the questions are more or less over, and we have a little bit time limitation here.
Yeah,
So
yes.
we'll have to wind up the session now. And I have given the number in the chat box. So whoever have any other queries, you can ask in this number, and we will forward to sir. And I have given the information about the course as well in the chat box, and the link to the website is also given in the chat box. So people who want to, who are interested, you can check out in the chat box. So thank you so much for the session, sir. It was a really wonderful session, and I think it is really helpful for the participants. So thank you so much, sir.
I hope so. If it is helps, that's I will be more than happy if it helps. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll
Yeah.
wind up
Thank
this
you so
session.
much for it. Yeah. Thank you so much for actually giving me this opportunity. I think it's a good platform where I can share with a lot of people at the same time. So that's I'm really glad and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah, sure.